Alice in Wonderland fans unite. There is a new game in Wonderland. But no, American McGee hasn't come out with their third title yet. Luckily, indies like Cococucumber's new game, Ravenlok, is here to save the day. This new action-adventure game stars a young character who finds themselves dragged into a mirror and then thrown into a vibrant, magical world, filled with characters and environments that just scream those Wonderland vibes. If you watch the trailer, you can tell that you're going to be in for a treat when it comes to exploring the world. Just about every place in this kingdom is gorgeous to be a part of, and it makes it feel almost like you and the characters around you are part of a storybook. However, when it comes to combat, this doesn't quite hit the mark as well. It's not to say that combat isn't fun, but don't expect any complex systems with this one. If you're like me, you'll end up sticking with just hacking, slashing, and your range ability. Spamming that pretty much guarantees a win, since most enemies will recoil when being hit. And the bosses, however, add a little more challenge since they won't recoil and still attack. The problem is that most attacks are pretty easy to avoid since you have unlimited dash charges, and in my experience, if you stand right under many of those bosses, their attacks will miss anyway. Like Dark Souls, there's definitely the potential for you to cheese the game, but in this game, you won't need it. The game does keep it interesting though by adding a variety of quests, battles, puzzles, and collectibles to find. The mix was well balanced, and I never felt like one aspect became overused, even if there were a few that fell a little flat. The stealth missions, for example, were pretty awful just because you could almost always not get recognized, and the camera angle was fixed, so if you walked backwards, you really couldn't see what you were walking into. I did, however, appreciate the game's lack of hand-holding. Finding items in the world and figuring out what to do was shown via a checklist, but the actual whereabouts of those items or how you went about that wasn't laid out right in front of you, like some games do. Exploring the world definitely left me wishing there was more to uncover, but unfortunately there were many aspects that I felt weren't as up to par as the environment created. The combat, the leveling system, and even the writing at times felt a little too simple for my tastes. That being said, I'd still recommend this to those who want a cozy experience and just want to get lost in a new world. Oh, and for those Xbox Gamer Score fanatics, trust me, you won't regret picking this one up.